there! Are you tired of the same old music games? Then get ready to experience the pulse-driving action of Frequency for the PlayStation 2.
I already have that game!
You do? Then how about helping me spread the word?
Who are you and how did you get in my house? What are those kids doing in that garage? Cripes, when are you youngins gonna learn that you can listen to techno without dressing like an idiot? Wait a minute, that's my garage!
I hope you don't mind.
Get out of my house! Before Guitar Hero had us plink on plastic ukuleles, those wonderful developers we know as Harmonix made a little game for the PS2 called... The goal of the game is to blast the gems in the tunnel to release notes to the song. Hit 2 bars worth of notes in a row and it opens the track, letting you move on to another. When all the tracks of a section are open, you can freestyle for more points or just sit back and enjoy the music while the next section moves in. Hold on, how did this chair break? This thing cost me $10.
Sounds like you'd be interested in...
I thought I told you to get out! Frequency wound up being loved by critics, but didn't sell very well. Because if there's one constant in this world, it's that you ingrates wouldn't know a good game if it hit you square in the face!
Oh hey, you have Daikatana!
Get away from there! Fortunately, a couple of years later, Harmonix was able to come out with a sequel called Amplitude. And just recently, they finished funding on the Kickstarter to do a remake on the PS3 and PS4.
New and improved, it's Amplitude for the PS2!
Where in the Sam hell are you? Okay, as you probably noticed, both Frequency and Amplitude play nearly identical. But gameplay-wise, Amplitude is a bit stronger with less restrictive timing, more impressive visuals, and better reactions from the arena with the beat of the music. Frequency mostly has the arena's flashlights of color and pulsating images of animated GIFs in your avatar. Amplitude not only has such things as lightning flashing to the beat, but when you finish a track, it falls apart in pieces. Your avatar in Amplitude is also reworked to a customizable 3D guy, gal, alien, or robot that visibly changes instruments and plays along to the song, even breaking out for some victory dances. Unlike Frequency, however, opening all the tracks in Amplitude doesn't allow you to freestyle. In Frequency, when you cleared all the tracks in a section, that section would repeat later with all the tracks still unlocked. This was very common with the later songs, which had lots of repeating sections. Amplitude does away with the sections and instead has the tracks you cleared come back after about 8 bars from the moment you cleared them, making it so you have to keep blasting away at the notes instead of coasting to the end. Now since this change did away with freestyling as it was in Frequency, in Amplitude, freestyling is a power-up that clears all the tracks at once, while it allows you to go nuts on the freestyle track.
Introducing power-ups!
Knock that off!
Nice try, but I'm not up there!
Oh, shut up! Both games have the Score Doubler and Auto Blaster power-ups, which work pretty much the same in both games. Score Doubler does what it says it does, and the Auto Blaster clears a track for half the points but keeps the combo streak going. Something good for if you miss a note or find the track too hard. Amplitude also introduced a slow-mo power-up, but it only lasts for 2 bars. So if you use it, you won't get a second chance if you miss the hard bits.
And don't forget to bring your friends for head-to-head action, or join together to create floor-stomping remixes.
I'm getting to that! In either game, you and your opponent can race through a song trying to unlock the most tracks and score the most points. Amplitude also has a unique multiplayer mode where one player lays down beats on a track and the other is challenged with following along. Now in the first modes, where you compete for points, each game has similar power-ups to help and hinder outside of the ones already seen in single player. The crippler makes it harder for your opponent to play the track he's on, though the way it does this is different in either game. The bumper is similar in both games, getting your opponent out of the way of the track so you can play it instead. In Amplitude, though, it sends your opponent flying through the sky while you take over. The freestyle power-up in the Frequency's multiplayer also works the same as in Amplitude for the most part, though it requires you to be on the freestyle track ahead of time before you can use it. Of course, a music game is only as good as the music in it. And oh boy, does Harmonix knock it out of the park with this one.
Ooh, may I have the honors?
Go ahead, knock yourself out. Please.
Play Frequency now to hear such great artists as The Crystal Method, Freeze Pop, Paul Oakenfold, Powerman 5000, BT, Meat Beat Manifesto, and Intercolon Sect.
I think that's supposed to be Intersect.
But wait, there's more! Be sure to order Amplitude as well, and you'll hear Garbage, Weezer, Pink, Herbie Hancock remixed by 7 different people, Slipknot, Blink-182, and whoever Computer Controller is.
Actually, there's something to point out here besides the fact that Frequency has more techno songs than Amplitude. It turns out a lot of the Harmonix team also is involved with the music industry. A few of the bands they're members of include Splashdown, Intersect, and the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. Anyway, a big favorite in the Harmonix games is also Freeze Pop, a synth pop band that counted among their founding members the lead composer of Frequency, Casson Crooker. Crooker is actually the man behind a lot of the in-house developed music for the games, using the aliases Robot Kid, DJ HMX, and Computer Controller, as well as using music from the SolarWorks Symbian project. Now, like a lot of other music games out there, there's plenty of licensed music in this one. But, in a really awesome twist, some of the songs were written especially for these games. Artists that made music specifically for these games include Paul Oakenfold, Juno Reactor, Fear Factory, and Crush. Of course, a few of the songs they picked could have been better. Sorry, Slipknot fans, but I guess they all can't be winners. Of course, if you don't like the songs, you can always try remixing them yourself. I mentioned it earlier, but the remix mode is probably the biggest draw these games have over any competition. Alone or with a friend, you can choose any song you've unlocked and rebuild it by laying down your own notes on the track. A friend and I made plenty of our own back in the day, so if I can figure out a way to put them up, I might as well share them with you. But otherwise, there's plenty on YouTube if you want to see what others have been making. And Frequency comes preloaded with remixes of songs by the developers themselves. Some of those are worth listening to as well. Quite frankly, these games are definitely worth checking out, and I can't help but get into it more than I usually do. There's just something about the pulse-driving beats, the hypnotizing visuals, gives you that urge to Sorry, I guess I lost myself in the groove. Won't happen again, I promise. Anyway, an interesting thing I pulled off with Amplitude was after me and my friend did the remixes, my father stepped in and gave us a suggestion. Hook up the system to his stereo equipment and we might be able to record everything to audio CDs. So we did. Actually, the CDs haven't survived too much, but the home theater system I have and all the recording equipment that I use, he bought me over the course of a couple Christmases. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing now. And when my computer went south, he was always there to help me fix what I couldn't handle. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is, I'd like to dedicate this video to my father. You're like his father before him, just can't get enough of the guitar in his free time.
Of course! It's Father's Day!
Alright, you know what, that's it.
Why not get your father a genuine imitation leather recliner, complete with cup holder and footrest?
Acrobatic the exterminator.
Yeah, I'd like you to come over here and help deal with the pest.
Watch me come running.
You know what? It's sold at your favorite stores. Have a good day. Bye!
I'm Corey,
I'm Chad.
and we just want to take a moment to give a special message to someone out there.
To the man that's helped us do big and small.
Happy Father's Day, Dad.